Right. Let us continue now. Students. Right. I think you have understood about how to find out the rational numbers between two rational numbers and how to find out the sufficient number of rational numbers between two rational numbers. So the first thing is first check whether they have the same denominator or not. If they have the same denominator, then you can find out the integers between the numerators directly. Suppose if the given rational numbers does not having same denominator, then we are going to make them same by taking LCM, and we have to find out the rational number between the numerators. Suppose after that there exists insufficient number of rational numbers between the two given rational numbers after taking the LCM, then we need to multiply with any other integer. You can multiply with any other integer, even 100 also. That's your choice. So they are called equivalent rational numbers. So that is the procedure to find out the rational numbers between two given rational numbers. Okay, let us continue the next one. So, do you know that how many rational numbers are available between two rational numbers? Suppose if you multiply by 10 means we'll get some number of rational numbers. If you multiply with 20 means we'll get some number of rational numbers. If you multiply with 100 means we'll get some number of rational numbers. So it keep going on according to the number. So how many rational numbers are there between two given rational numbers? The answer is infinite number of rational numbers. So how many rational numbers are there between two given rational numbers means infinite number of rational numbers are there. So we can find any number of rational numbers between two rational numbers. Right. So next one, irrational numbers. So already you aware of this word irrational numbers. That is, it is an opposite of rational. So once again I recall the definition of rational numbers. So rational numbers is nothing but it is in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. There is a definition of the rational numbers. But here irrational numbers is there. So irrational number is nothing but it is not right in the form of p by q. So that is the definition. An irrational number cannot be written in the form n by d, where n and d are integers and d is non-zero. That is, instead of n by d, you can take p by q, that's it. So here the letters are different, that's it. Okay. So we cannot write a irrational number in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers. Right? So these are some examples. Root 3, root 5, root 2 or pi values, everything are called irrational numbers only. So next one. So how can we represent irrational numbers on the number line? You already know that how can we represent rational numbers on the number line. You learned in our lower section, that is in our 8th standard, even in our 7th standard also you have learned how can we represent rational numbers on the number line. But here we are going to see or we are going to learn how to represent irrational numbers on the number line. So let us see one example. So root 2 and root 3. Are they irrational or not? Yes, they are irrational numbers. Now how can we represent root 2, root 3 on the number line? Right, let us go to the solution video now. So for that first we are going to draw a right triangle on the number line with a base 1 cm. So let us take this as the base of the right triangle. That is O. Let us take this as A, and the vertical line, draw a vertical line within 1 cm and connect these two. So this one O, A, and let us take this one. Now OAB is a right triangle. Now in right triangle we know that Pythagoras theorem. So what is Pythagoras theorem? In right triangle the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the two sides. Now we are going to use this concept over here. So in triangle OAB, now what is hypotenuse OB? So OB square equal to OA square plus AB square. So OA is nothing but 1 cm, we know that, and AB also 1 cm we already took. So equal to 1 square 1 and again 1 square 1 equal to 1 plus 1 2. So OB square equal to 2. Now what is OB? So OB equal to
again square that side, that will become square root. So OB is nothing but root of 2. So this length is nothing but root of 2. Now we are going to represent this length on another line. So then take your compass and make this as a center and measure OB as a radius. So draw one arc. So that will intersect your number line at any way. That point is nothing but your root of 2. So that is the position of root of 2 on the number line. Similarly, next we are going to mark 2, 3 other number line. That means we are going to continue the right triangle, making a right triangle from B onwards. So again make OB as a base and draw a vertical line exactly 90 degree on B and then connect these two lines, and this is the pivot you will see. Now OBC is another right triangle with OB root 2 and BC as 1 centimeter. Now in triangle OBC, again apply Pythagoras theorem. Now OC is the hypotenuse, so OC square equal to OB square plus BC square. Now what is OB? So OB is nothing but root of 2. So root of 2 square plus BC is nothing but 1 square. So equal to, so root 2 square is nothing but root of 4 plus 1 square is nothing but. So root of 4 is nothing but 2 plus this one 1. So 2 plus 1, 3. So OC square equal to 3. Therefore OC equal to, in the square that side, that will become root. So root of 3. So OC is nothing but root of 3. Therefore this length OC is nothing but root of 3. If you want to represent this length on the number line, just take your compass and make O as a center and OC as a radius. So draw one arc that will intersect your number line at any way. This intersection point is nothing but root 3. So that is the position of root 3. So that is approximate diagram only. You can make with the exact measurement. So that is a procedure for representing root 2 and root 3 on the number line.
Right. Have you seen the video now? Right. So that is a procedure to represent the irrational numbers of the number line. Actually, I drawn that number line with rough measurement only. Okay. You can take the exact measurement and look at the position of the particular numbers. Right. Now we are going to see one more video, that is how to represent root 5 on the number line. So let us enter into the solution system. So see now solution video.
So next we are going to see how to represent root 5 on the number line. So the same procedure. So first we are going to draw one number line. So that is 0, 1, 2, 3. Similarly, so here also we are going to draw one right triangle, but with a base 2 centimeter. So let us take this as a base, this length as a base, that is this one O, this one E, and draw a vertical line with 1 centimeter. That's it. And then connect these two. So O, A, this part is nothing but your. Now this length is nothing but 2 centimeter and this length is nothing but 1 centimeter. So again using Pythagoras theorem in triangle OAB. So hypotenuse is nothing but OB. So OB square equal to OA square plus AB square. Now what is OA? 2 centimeter. So 2 square. What is AB? 1 centimeter. So 1 square. So 2 square is equal to 4. 1 square is equal to 1. So 4 plus 1, 5. So OB square equal to 5. Now what is OB? So OB equal to, so between square and side will become square root. So root of 5. So this length OB is nothing but root of 5. If you want to represent this root 5 on a number line, again take your compass, make O as a center and measure ODS or radius, and from the draw one horn that will intersect your number line at anywhere. This intersection point is nothing but your root of 5. So this one also applying on you can make with your exact measurement. So that is the procedure for representing root 5 on the number line. So similarly, you can represent root of 7, root of 9 or root of 8, whatever it is, on the same number line by using this concept.
Yes, so you can, I think you all understood that video. That means how to represent that irrational numbers on the number line. So that is the procedure. So we have seen how to represent root 2, root 3 and root 5 on the number line. So the remaining number, that is root 7, root 9 or root 10, root 11, everything the same procedure only, right? So next we are going to see the decimal expansion. So what is the decimal expansion of the rational and irrational number? So look at the flow chart now. So the decimal expansion is nothing but terminating, non-terminating, and here repeating, non-repeating. So if the decimal expansion, terminating means it will end at anywhere. That's it. That is terminated decimal expansion. So non-terminating means after the decimal point, it keep going on. It never will stop. So that is called a non-terminating. So here 3 types of decimals are available. One is terminating, and another one non-terminating decimal expansion, and another one non-terminating non-recurring or non-repeating, right? So look at an example now. So these are the examples. So look at 1 by 2. The decimal expansion of 1 by 2 is nothing but 0.5, and the decimal expansion of 1 by 4 is nothing but 0.25, and decimal expansion of 2 by 5 is 0.4. So 0.5, 0.25, 0.4. So here in all the 3 decimal places, after 5 there is no numbers are there. So here also, and here after 4 no numbers are there. So this kind of decimal numbers are under the kind of terminated decimal expansion. Look at the next example, 1 by 3. So if you divide 1 by the number 3, the result is nothing but 0.333. It keep going on. That is called a non-terminating. And also the 3 only repeating here. Therefore, I wrote this as 3 bar. Right? So the decimal expansion of 1 by 3 is nothing but 0.333. It keep going on. Therefore, it is non-terminating. That means it keep going on, and we can represent this 0.3 bar. That means the particular number or the set of particular number repeating means we can represent them with a bar. No need to write with a continuation sign. So that we can write 0.3 bar. In the similar way, what about 2 by 7, 0.285714, etc. It keeps going on. So here 2857 and 14. That is the repeated set of numbers. So that it is denoted by bar. So it is called a non-terminating recurring. Recurring means repeating. And this one also 2.545454. So here 54 is repeating. So you can write 2.54 whole bar. The bar indicates that it is repeating. So terminated rational number or non-terminating recurring. So look at the next one. So conversion of decimal into p by q form. So how can we convert the decimal number into the form of p by q? Let us see one example. So 0.25 bar. So now how can we convert this 0.25 bar into the form of p by q? So let us see one solution video now.
Alright. So next we are going to convert 0.25 whole bar into the form of p by q. That is in the form of a rational number. So what is a rational number? So rational number is nothing but in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers. So now we are going to convert this decimal into the form of p by q. So how can we convert? So 25 bar is nothing but 0.252525, just keep going on by repeating. Now let us take this value as x, 0.2525, etc. So the 2 numbers are repeated here, so then we need to multiply this with 100. That is 100 on both sides. So 100 into x equal to 0.2525, etc. into 100. So 100 into x